Hi guys, Jessie here, and welcome back to my Young Justice reaction series. Today we are moving on to Season 1, Episode 16. Last time, we had a pretty messed up episode. It was a doomsday, world-ending event kind of episode. Almost everyone died, and at the end it was revealed to basically all be a dream the entire time. Though it seems that everyone's just a little messed up after it, because even though it was fake, apparently it felt real to all of them, and it seems like the one who was most affected by it was Miss Martian. So we'll see how much this experience actually affects her in the coming episodes. So, altogether it was a pretty depressing episode. So, hopefully this episode has a little lightheartedness in it, even just a bit. It'd be nice. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch Season 1, Episode 17. Awesome. No one's okay after it, apparently.
How are they? I am still shaken by what you and I wrought. One can only imagine how these youths fare.
I know our virtual reality training simulation went badly, but I'd hoped the team would have rallied by now.
That's putting it mildly.
Tends to linger, as I know you know, my friend.
Black Canary?
She has her work cut out for her.
I can only imagine how devastating it was. Losing your friends, in essence, your family, convinced all the time it was completely real.
You don't know what I feel.
Connor!
Just leave me alone!
Oh, that's the same portal that brought the ball through.
Tabor! Wink, wink, can we see some cowboys?
Your obsession with the barbarians must wait, Seraphan. Mother Box, please camouflage all extraterrestrial energy signatures, then scan the planet and advise.
Okay, who are these people?
Would we...
The new Genosphere is on Earth!
Then we shall take her back! The forever people will not be denied!
And woe to any who stand in our way.
So, they're coming after the ball. Who's a girl.
Sphere, out of the way!
The sphere is a flying motorcycle. Okay.
Look, me dying during the exercise might have started things going south, but I was coma girl. Missed out on all the fun, forgetting it wasn't real, so no trauma. No need for the shrink wrap.
You're too tough to need help.
Whatever. Maybe.
You could start by admitting you're not really Green Arrow's niece.
Right. Can you imagine what Wally would do with that?
Interesting. So, the person you're most worried about is Wally.
So half the episode's gonna be Superboy going on a joyride, and the other half is the team gets therapy?
Return the new Genosphere and the rest of the technology you have stolen from New Genesis, human.
Let's keep this simple. That belongs to us.
Forever people, stand down. This one did not steal the new Genosphere. He saved it from the real thieves.
Apologies! The forever people embrace you as a friend, ally, and worthy warrior.
Well, that was a flip.
I am not fit for command and must resign as team leader.
Who do you recommend to take your place? Making Robin the logical choice.
But he is so young.
Calder, you're all young.
Yeah.
I cannot shift this burden to him. Not yet.
This is Mother Box, the living computer. She has tracked technology stolen from our home world, New Genesis. She has found our rescue drill there.
Like, I know the new gods are like a thing,
It is beneath us.
but I have no idea how accurate this is to the comics. Why did the light steal a sentient motorcycle?
We shall follow your lead.
Norman! I brought you a jacket!
Mom!
Ah!
What are you doing here? Mom, get down! It's not safe!
Oh. Poor Thug. The fact that that Thug was totally ready to believe that his mother was there just to bring him a jacket.
That drill and these carts are the property of New Genesis. You will return them now.
Interfere, and things get ugly.
I'm ugly.
These weapons aren't from New Genesis. They are of the enemy.
What enemy?
The enemy. The gods of anti-life. These weapons are of Apocalypse.
Okay. That's bad. Wait, isn't Apocalypse... That's Darkseid, isn't it?
I'm fairly certain I never used the word peachy. But I think you got the gist.
So you really have no interest in confronting your extreme reaction to Artemis's death?
I'd rather talk about you, babe.
Oh, no.
Wally,
Oh, no.
you're in denial.
I'm comfortable with that.
Move!
I have no wish to prolong this battle.
Who are these people,
Fear
though?
not, she will protect us.
Who, Dreamer?
The new Genosphere.
Cool. Wait, Sphere's a she?
Why does the sphere have a gender? It's a sphere.
Taru!
Are they going to Ultron this?
No.
Please wait!
I am deeply confused.
What was that?
Infinity Man. We merge to become part of the source and greater than the sum of our parts.
Okay.
My
Well, hello,
Look,
ugly.
I've been remarkably patient, you know, for me. What is going on?
Is Desaad, god scientist and chief torturer of Apocalypse. His experiments are pure evil. His works, abominations. His master.
Unspeakable.
Well, if Zack Snyder's Justice League taught me anything, I know who he is.
Hurting. I finally become leader and wind up sending all of my friends to their deaths. I know I did what I had to, but I hated it. When we started this team, I was desperate to be in charge. Not anymore. And that's not even the worst of it. You can't tell Batman.
Nothing leaves this room.
I always wanted, expected to grow up and become him. And the hero bit, I'm still all in. But that thing inside of him, the thing that drives him to sacrifice everything for the sake of his mission, that's not me. I don't want to be the Batman anymore.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot to unpack.
Large cache of-
Now, mortal, deliver the father box.
Good, girl. We'll take him down together. Yeah, can't really blame you.
Yeah.
Who else could take a simple exercise and turn it into a nightmare that terrorizes everyone she cares about?
You've turned white.
No!
McGann, you're Martian. Not using your natural abilities is like me refusing to speak. Which, by the way, I tried for a while, after my very first canary cry nearly deafened my entire first grade class. So I get how you feel. But not being yourself is never the answer, and won't make your feelings of guilt go away.
Dude, I don't think you got this on your own.
Infinity Man is now my master's weapon.
Why doesn't he get it over with?
I don't like the squishy noises he makes every time he moves.
Attack! Attack while you still can! Sphere, you're beautiful!
Open fire! Blow weapon!
Superboy is having a very different day than everyone else.
Zod.
All will suffer. All will suffer!
Here's the ugly truth. I wasn't devastated. I felt at peace. See, from the moment I first opened my eyes in that Cadmus pod, there's been one thing I've wanted and feared. To know what it is to be Superman. And I knew. So I was happy. Everyone I care about dead or traumatized, and I'm happy. How do I get past the guilt of that? How do I live with myself?
Admitting it is the first step.
So that was season 1, episode 17, Disordered. That felt like two completely different episodes shoved together. On one half of it, you have everything with the new gods, and I don't know if that's set up for something later in the series, because right now it seems like our main villains are the Light, but is that set up for season 2 or 3 or something else? I know very little about the new gods. Most of my base knowledge of DC is street level, but I'm pretty sure Darkseid is an old god and he is from Apocalypse. So are we setting up Darkseid? Or is that entire subplot just a wink wink nudge nudge kind of thing? Because Desaad talked about his master, and that's obviously Darkseid, so I have a feeling we're not going to see Darkseid anytime this season. That's not something you just casually drop into a series. But that could definitely be a villain after the Light is taken care of. And I wonder if the stuff with the new gods and the Light are connected. Because obviously Darkseid's not working for the Light. Darkseid doesn't work with anyone. Because the Light originally took the sphere from the new gods. So they are the original thieves. I don't know if I should see that as a coincidence, though. If the Light and Darkseid are connected in any way, Darkseid will never work for the Light, but are the Light working for Darkseid? But I don't think that's the case either, because I feel like if we were to have learned that, we should have learned that earlier. But because of that mission, Connor now has a sentient motorcycle. The more interesting part of the episode, though, was talking about the aftermath of the previous episode and seeing how everyone's dealing with that trauma. And a lot of them feel like they're still going through the different stages of grief. Artemis and Wally seem to both be in almost denial that they're not okay, but they're putting up different fronts. Artemis is putting up, like, a much sterner, angrier front, while Wally is being incredibly nonchalant about everything. Wally seems to almost be in personal denial about the whole experience, while Artemis understands what she's going through, but she doesn't want to talk about it because she sees that as a weakness. Artemis seems to be lying to others, while Wally seems to be lying to himself, almost. Calder seems to be more upset about his decision-making when push came to shove, rather than having to see Artemis die, because he feels like he made the wrong decision in sacrificing himself, and in his head that's the selfish decision, because he didn't want to see anyone else die, so he sacrificed himself, even though technically it was worse for the mission because of it. And it seems like at this point Calder does believe that Robin would be a good leader, but he doesn't want to give that to Robin, not because of his skills, but because he doesn't want to burden Robin with that responsibility. Robin is the youngest member, and Calder still sees him as a kid, which is interesting because they all are children. Connor's therapy session was a little fucked up, though. The fact that he wasn't upset about everyone's death because at least he got to be Superman for a hot second, which makes me think that Connor and Clark really just need to talk. A lot of Connor's major problems are, for lack of a better term, daddy issues with Clark. And also personal identity issues with being a clone of Clark and not being his own man. And I feel like a lot of that could be solved if Clark just sat down and tried to have a relationship with Connor. I think the person who had the best takeaway from this experience, though, was Dick Grayson. Of him realizing that while he still wants to be a superhero, he doesn't want to be like Batman. That's a very common character trait of Dick Grayson, and something he has to decide at some point. There's always a moment in the comics where Dick Grayson decides that he doesn't want to be Batman, because the main difference with Dick and Bruce is that Dick gets over his trauma while Bruce is defined by his. So Bruce will always have this drive for the mission that lets him sacrifice almost anything. And it's why Dick Grayson doesn't become Batman, he becomes Nightwing. And I don't think it's a bad takeaway from that traumatic event. And at the end of it all, we have Megan, who feels responsible for the entire thing, because it is kind of her fault. I don't blame her for it, but it is her fault that it happened, and she no longer wants to use her powers because she's afraid of what they can do. I wonder how that's going to play in the upcoming episodes, because if she goes into battle and she doesn't want to use her powers, more people can get hurt because of that. But that might be the thing that she needs to finally snap her out of it and decide that it's better to use her abilities than to hide away, because her abilities can do good and save lives. There was that tiny moment, though, during her session with Black Canary, when she disguises herself as a human, and then she gets scared because Black Canary points out the fact that she's white, and her fear of that. And we know that Martians, there's two types. There's a green and then there's a white. And the white ones are treated as second-class citizens. But is that not a genetic thing? Can someone go from being a green Martian to a white Martian and back again? And if not, where does that fear stem from? Her fear of becoming a white Martian. It feels like a lot of things were started in the last two episodes. It feels like that training exercise lit a fuse, and now we're just going to wait for the explosion and the fallout of everything that's happened. But it should be exciting to see. So that was my reaction to Season 1, Episode 17 of Young Justice, Disordered. And if you like this reaction, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and keeps me motivated to keep making more of these. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.